I do think it was probably a good combination to have somebody who's very emotional and pushing, and somebody who can keep you grounded, and you know, that everything is going to be fine. And I really felt that everything was going to be fine. And thanks to Hal Dietz, again, we're singing his praises here. He was wonderful in just making us feel that Chris was going to have a long, long life, and you know, there were going to be some bumps along the road, but he was going to be fine.
Right. You know, sometimes you can hear all of the medical lingo, and it's even scarier. You know, sometimes we have to say, will you explain it in English, please, so that I can comprehend that. And then once that's explained, it's not quite as scary anymore. Because you can leave with finding out, oh, well, my aorta changed, or this changed, or that changed, and then the emotional roller coaster goes. But you need to step back. What does that really mean? How, okay, well, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to, you know, handle that? Or does it really mean anything?
Yeah.
It's one thing to get the diagnosis for yourself, and I had the diagnosis first, because then you have a certain outlook for your life, and you know, you have a career, and so maybe you have to change those things. So that's like a whole other different experience when you're diagnosed. But when your young kids are diagnosed, it's just, here 15 years later, it's still emotional because there's a lot of guilt. For me, it's like, I gave them this gene. You want so much for your kids, and then you hear you gave them something that's like going to change their life.
I mean, honestly, I'm 16 now, and ever since I can remember, I've kind of always known I had it. So it's always just kind of been part of our family, and we joke about it and call each other Marfanoids. And I don't know, it's always just kind of been a family thing, and it's never, I know with some people who are like the first mutation, then they might feel alone or something, but it's always been my mom, all her 6 siblings, me and my sister, and one of my cousins. So I haven't really felt alienated or alone going through any of it, but it's kind of just been a family thing.
Sometimes I'm afraid that my son will become unhappy, but he's 20 years old and I haven't seen it yet. So probably he will not be unhappy, and if he does experience unhappiness, which we all do, he will know how to navigate his way through it and fight his battles and create his own happiness for himself and his own sense of self-worth, which he has plenty of. He's remarkable that way.